Hey so fam, welcome to today's video in which we'll be making this beautiful Veronica Beard top. It's basically a t-shirt but with an extra detail in the front, and that's what we're all about on this channel. If you didn't know, this is the Chin and Just Sewing space where you learn to sew and style the wardrobe of your dreams. Now, as I was saying, this is it's basically a t-shirt, like a long sleeve t-shirt, okay? I have some free patterns for you guys. I'll put them in the links in the description, so please do check that out, where you can sew, where you can, get this free pattern so that we can sew along on this shirt today. There's also a Sew-Over-It Audrey top. Yes, it's a sewing pattern by Sew-Over-It. I've also put links for that in the description so that you guys can make the top as well. Okay, all right then, let's start. All right guys, now today like I said, we're making this beautiful but easy Veronica Beard top that I saw from her site, and I'm making that because I felt like it will go with this skirt I recently made, a black wrap skirt from Reformation that I saw. So we're using this beautiful cotton jersey fabric that I got from Minerva. Okay, right, let's begin. You would need the usual suspects. You would need a pattern, you would need your tape, your chalk and all what you use, right? So now this pattern is my back pattern, okay, and I'm using it because it doesn't have a bust dart, which is what we need, okay, for our, because this is a stretchy fabric, okay, so we need basically anything without darts. And like I said, this is a really, what it is a simple t-shirt, right, with a twist to it, which is what we like around here. So okay, right now let's get on with the pattern drafting, shall we? Okay, now this is our shoulder dart for the back, right? And we're going to transfer it to the armhole. So all that is scoot you guys in closer. So all that is we just draw a line from the armhole to the base of the tip of the dart, okay? Then we cut it. Any leg, doesn't matter. Okay. So we just cut that and cut this leg as well. So you cut to the dart but not through it, and you close it up. Let's cut this in a bit more. And you close it up. And this essentially gives you your pattern, okay? So now we're going to cut it into our fabric. Okay guys, we have fixed our pattern. This is the front part we're cutting out now, and it's pretty simple. We just add 1/2 inch seam allowance everywhere except for here. Now of course we're going to ignore this dart, right? Then because we're going to cut this pattern on the fold, there's the issue of this 1/2 inch here, which is the curve for the back, okay? So what we just do is that we take that curve this way, right? So ideally it would be like 1/2 inch. We'll take out the 1/2 inch here and then draw draw it in from here like this, okay, down to the hip point, right? So that means we would have to cut out this part, right? But because we're going to add 1/2 inch seam allowance, right, I just left it this way. So at the end of the day, this pattern is going to be like 1/2 inch this way. Just ignore these lines here. I was doing something else. Okay. This pattern is going to be like this. Then the other thing about the front is, because there's going to be an elastic, there's going to have to, the elastic, you know, gathers the fabric. So we're going to have to add a little bit more distance this way. Okay, so I would like to add 2.5 inches, you know, depending on how tight or loose the elastic is going to be. And I will just curve that up to about here. I won't take it all the way to the back. Okay, we'll do that this way. Hope you guys can see what I'm doing. Then we'll add our seam allowance, which I want to make it 1/4 inch, because we're going to fold it 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch. All right, 1/4. So this is what we're going to cut out, right? And I'll start cutting so you guys can see what I mean. Okay, now 1/2 inch. Remember, we're following this pencil line. But here, because of this 1/2 inch here, which we added here, so we have to take it out here, but we now added 1/2 inch seam allowance. So we're cutting this way. As you can see, it's very easy. Come over here. And remember, we're using, because it's basically a dartless pattern, we're using the back pattern for the front and the back. Okay. Alrighty, let's cut the back now. And I'm going to be cutting for the back. So I want to put a 1/2 inch seam allowance all round, right? Then we're going to ignore this dart, right? For this armhole, we're just going to give a straight line this way. Okay, we're going to bend this in this way and make it a straight line, right? But we're going to put a 1/2 inch seam around, 1/2 inch seam allowance everywhere. But for the hem of the front, I think I will put 1/4, right? Yeah, 1/4 inch seam allowance for the hem because it's going to be turned up. Okay, now ordinarily I would be taking out measurement from this because the fabric is stretched, so we need to give negative ease, but I think I've added weight since I last used this pattern, so that would be it. So you just put your 1/2 inch seam allowance all around, cut out, and that is the pattern for the back. Okay guys, so these are patterns, right? This is our sleeve pattern and this is our top pattern. This is the front and this is the back. I wrote back there. So as you can see, they're basically the same thing except for this long part that we need because we're going to put an elastic thread down the front. Okay guys, and as for the sleeve, it's just the basic sleeve pattern for this top. You know, I just cut it out to my length, my sleeve length, and yeah, that's it. So that is it for the cutting, you guys. We're going to head on over and start sewing this baby up, so I'll see you guys there. Okay.